Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today, episode number 6 of the Uber Pinnacle boss killing project. See if Uber bosses are profitable to farm, how profitable they are, or how much currency can you lose per hour. And today, on the killing list, is the Uber Elder, okay? And just to say the least, this is the most expensive one to run, because if we take a look at the write-down, we have about 204 divines investment. I mean, we had some with like 150 divines, but I think Uber Elder is the most expensive one, thanks to the fragment of knowledge and fragment of shaper coming from the Uber shaper being that expensive. So basically, if you would calculate every single piece for chaos, you would pay around 2.04 divines for a set, but realistically, if you do this in a bigger style, you're obviously going to bulk buy those. So we're talking about 240 divines in the version of the bulk price. So that is quite a lot, actually. Definitely the most expensive one. And yeah, let's take a look at what can we drop from the Mark of the Shaper, the Mark of the Elder, the classic boss loot from the Uber Elder. And if we do the Uber Elder, the ancient Elder, basically, and together with Shaper, we can also get Impersense with like double influence, something like this. I barely ever do Uber Elder, but they do exist from the Uber boss. Something I did not know was they can also drop the Supreme Vision, which is an Uber Shaper drop, but apparently since Uber Elder, or Uber Elder is like Elder and Shaper, that's why it's probably gonna work. So the Supreme Vision versus the Watcher's Eye, I guess the Mark of the Shaper versus the Mark of the Elder, and like mix and Shaper Elder things. Then we have the Decaying Reliquary Key, Watcher's Eyes. We have to like price check every single one of that to see how valuable those things are. And one thing that surprised me was the Void Forge still, even though it's like League Day 49, League Day 50, is still going for 10 divines a piece. So I expect that one to be super rare. And then we have like a couple of very nice divination cards. The Shield Bearer going for 1.2 divines, the Orb of Dominance for a divine. The Golf, I think, was a divination card for a double corrupted Thread of Hope, something like that. But yeah, lots of goodies, lots of things to do, and in the good old fashion, we're gonna run the first Uber Elder together, and then I'm gonna run another 99, and then we're gonna see us again with the results and see if we make profit or not. So let's pump in the first set of many, and this is gonna be Maven watched even, and playing the Armor Stacker Chieftain. Still, always the same build, man. This build is just, for me, the undisputed best build in the game right now. So, how to unlock the Uber Elder? You need the Cosmic Wounds Keystone on the top here. It also indicates with a 70% less damage taken and area level 85. So, let's see how an Uber Elder looks like with this build. Quick little roleplay. We're just gonna hammer down. This guy is phased, this guy is phased. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So, intermission number 1, many Void Portals. And, it's like, a lot of Uber bosses, they cannot be skipped. Even if you one-shot everything, they just have, like, they stop taking damage and then just go into the intermission. So, here we can probably, yeah, this guy's phased, that guy's phased, so now we go into the second intermission. Wait, can I actually tank this Doom thingy? Hello? Will it go off? Can I tank? Oh, wait, I can tank this. Yo, I can tank this. Hey, nice. Okay, that is intermission number 2. Shaper Portals, Shaper Monster of Shaper Real Maps, something like that. And then we have Void Portals again, and then we can kill the dude, right? Something like that. And I'm also interested in what is like the average map, or at least the kill time, basically. Okay, both are instantly phased. So after this cast sequence, we should get more Elder Portals. And then we should be able to get a Hatred Supreme Vision and a triple Hatred Watcher's Eye on the first run, dude, calling it. Okay, I think all the portals are gone. No, not yet. Shaper that. The other guy just doesn't want to die. Why not? Oh, yeah, it has this phase as well. Okay. So, Wanna die? Okay, now he's dead. Good, we got the feared, and that's about it. It always takes a while. Don't make it that dramatic. Come on, dude. And we got absolutely nothing. So we got Mark of the Shaper, the feared. I don't think I'm gonna care about any of the rare items with the bases that you could technically price check, and for people that want to do Awaken Orb crafting, whatever. But this is the stuff I care about. The first run gave Mark of the Shaper, and yeah, that's about it. Let's go for 99 more Uber Elders and see how much profit or how much currency we can lose with running 100 of that. Alright, see you in a bit. Alrighties, I'm done with killing 100 Uber Elders. And yeah, I mean, it was a bit better than Uber Shaper. I think it's not that clunky with, like, you know, like going left, right, top, whatever, and then do like a bazillion intermissions. But no, wait, it is actually a bazillion intermissions, right? We have like the starting phase, we have the Shaper transmission 1, then, no, Elder transmission into Shaper transmission, into Elder transmission, into being able to kill it. So everything is staged, everything is like not able to get one-shot. I mean, you do one-shot them until they get like immune to damage again, so it is becoming a bit annoying and tedious to do, like every other Uber boss as well. And honestly, the average mapping time, I'd say, for at least killing time for the Uber boss for me was about, yeah, 2.5 minutes, sometimes 2 minutes 10, depending. But I instantly just one-shot them, and that was pretty much easy. So, most interesting part here, let's take a look at the loot, what we got out of 100 Uber Elders. And yeah, so let's put the spreadsheet down here. So, the first thing that I remember when I'm doing like part 1, I mean, for you it's like just instantly watching part 2, you know, but for me it's like a couple days ago, since I'm not doing this like in one go because I'm just too lazy to do that, since it's like so far into the league and yeah, getting kind of boring. But the entrance cost of an Uber Elder or Uber Elder, since it's the same set, is still over 200 divines for the 100 set. So this is by far the most expensive project. I mean, Cortex was also 150 div, and Searing Exile and those were like 130 or 120 or something like that. But with over 200 divines or even like 240 in the bulk, this is like the most expensive one. So what did we get? We basically got 16 mark of the Shaper over here, 31 mark of the Elder, 10 Indigons, we got 17 Call of the Void, 12 times the Void Fletcher Quiver, 4 Disintegrates, 1 single Void Forge, and this one is actually quite nasty because it is 100% perfectly rolled with a 8% attack speed and 100 to maximum life. The entrance cost of a Void Forge is round about, let me see, remove all of that. It's about 15 divine starting price for a Void Forge, so this one with 100% perfect will probably sell for about 25 divines or something like that. There is a market for perfect items. I know that because I love perfect items myself, and I'm super fine with sometimes paying like 2-3 times the cost of the normal unique just to have it all perfect. So I know this will sell for probably, I don't know if it's gonna be 25, but you know, somewhere in this range definitely. But it was the only Void Forge that I dropped. Luckily it was perfect. Then we got 1 single Eternity Shroud over here. When it comes to the Uber loot, we got 5 Impressions where they were like not worth a lot. Like the best one was like 100C. I kind of forgot which one of those it was, but doesn't really matter. They are usually like kind of garbage. I've never used that one. The special thing about these, they have like 2 influences, not like the classic Elder one, but this one has, for example, punishment and vulnerability. This one has conductivity, and punishment has no reservation if cast as an aura. Here we have frostbite, temp chain. So there are some nice mixes, but honestly, there is like tons of other amulets that are kind of better. Then Supreme Vision. I personally thought that this cannot drop from Uber Elder. I didn't drop a single one, but somebody in the chat said he did like 500 feared invitations this league, and he said he dropped Supreme Vision out of Uber Elder. I personally don't think it was possible. I did not drop one, so I cannot confirm that, but hey, if somebody says it is there, for me, it wouldn't really make sense. In one hand, it would make sense because you're still fighting Uber Shaper on top of Uber Elder, but what is the sense of the Uber Shaper then? Because the Sublime Vision is like the Uber Shaper's special item, basically, right? But what is then the special item of Uber Elder in that case? Basically the gloves that exist on the Shaper version as well. This is like the same as like the Solstice Vigil kind of thing, right? So yeah, maybe. I didn't drop one. That is totally fine. And then we got 3 times the gloves, 1 single decaying reliquary key that we're gonna open in a minute here. They are actually going for 6 divines. I guess it is because of Voidforge being quite highly priced with like 10 divines. Oh, it's actually 15 divines in that case, right? Yeah, as I said, this is like the start of the video plus the end. The result is usually a couple days in between. Surprises may always change. Then we got 13 the Feared, and then a couple new divination cards that I think are Uber Elder drops, but I didn't, or they're not in the wiki. For example, the Void of the Elements, which is an overpowering Opal Ring, Elder item level 100. I don't know if this is an Uber Elder drop. It seems like. Then we have the Auspicious Ambitions that drops from almost every Uber boss. Then we have the Gulf and 4 times the Shield Bearer, which is the Squire Divination card. They are basically going for 1.3 divines. Then we got 12 Orb of Dominances. These ones are not counted in. And obviously 29 Watcher's Eyes. And obviously, for me personally, I know people will complain now and be like, why don't you sell them unidentified? And my opinion, like, you know, stack decks, Watcher's Eyes, people that sell those unidentified or not opened, you know, they're a special breed. I'm a gambler, you know, I would always open those, even though I know that I'm kind of losing currency with that. Maybe not. For example, Voidborn keys, right? Second. Holy shit, sip of coffee. Coffee's empty. Unfortunate. So, we got a couple decent ones, a lot of shitty ones, but I had like, in the matter of like 4 drops, I think it was like 5 Uber Elders back to back where 4 Watcher's Eye dropped, and 3 of those were above 50 divines, which was kind of sick. So we have number 18, so this is 12, 24, might be this one here. This has Hatred base crit, physical damage taken as hits from Purity of Ice, and Flask charge while affected by precision. This would be kind of used, I think, like cast on crit with an Aegis Aurora. Definitely prices up quite high. Then number 19 I put in for 50 divines. Which one is we need should be this one. No, it's not this one. Oh, shit, did I... Oh, this one here. Hatred and... No, wait a second. This was the first one. It was Hatred and Spell Suppression Grace. That was the first one. The second one was this one with the Hatred and Purity of Ice. And then number 21 was also like the most expensive so far, and I think it was a double Hatred one. If I can find this one with cold damage and flat damage. I mean, if this would have been base crit and flat damage, it would have been a lot more, but just based on like without stats, just for increased cold damage and flat damage, they're going like 55, 60 divines, something like that. And overall, I made about 264.64 divines, which would be about a 60 divines profit. But you might say like, hey, that is actually insane. That is so worth to farm it. I mean, 60 divines profit in like based on your build, 2.5 minutes for me. Maybe it takes longer for your build. It's like 4 hours, maybe 5 hours, and you get like over 10 divines an hour, which is actually kind of insane, right? I think wrong, because if I would say, hey, I did find one less good one, you know, oh, look at this, we farmed a couple of hours, we had over 200 divines investment, or 240 divines investment, and we break out even. You know, and in my opinion, I found like 1, 2, 3, 3, 4 good Watcher's Eyes, you know, and basically out of all these runs, English, man, I basically can say, hey, I've done this a couple hours and I got 1 Watcher's Eye, which is profit, and the rest just evens up, you know, all the other stuff, all divination cards, the Shield Bearers, the Orb of Dominance, is like whatever you name it, is already priced in here. So basically getting 60 divines profit out of a 200 divines investment, while if I would say I drop 1 less good Watcher's Eye, I'm breaking even and don't have anything out of it. It's not like Uber Shaper where no matter what you're doing, you will always make profit. On this one, I kind of feel like that I was more lucky because I had a couple of Watcher's Eyes that are worth something, but most of the time, Watcher's Eyes are kind of useless. We could basically quickly check what would be an unidentified Watcher's Eye. So if you go Watcher's Eye, it needs to be item level 86 minimum, so it is a 3-modded Watcher's Eye. And then we say identified, nope. And they are going for about, if we check online, it's about let's say 6.5 divines. That would be, let me quickly do the math over here. If we summarize all of what I've gotten here, which is this one plus this one, compared to the, what is it? 6.5 times 29 would be, and these times 230. So yeah, it's pretty much even, like 43,000 chaos if I sell them unidentified, and I made like 47.8 thousand chaos while identifying them. So it's still pretty much even, right? So, and then I would say we're gonna open the decaying reliquary key and maybe get a supreme vision over there or another Watcher's Eye. Imagine, dude, a foiled triple hatred Watcher's Eye with base crit, flat, and pen. That might be juicy, but it's gonna be the staff. It's the gloves. I mean, that is actually kind of a rare drop. I mean, it's probably the worst rare drop, but in the end of the day, it is one that dropped only 3 times. So I actually thought it's gonna be like a steel ring or something like that. So getting those is kind of lucky, but sadly they are still kind of worthless and therefore will not change too much into the result. So yeah, 60 divines profit. I personally think it's probably not worth to do it. So better off just selling the fragments. But the rest is up for your opinion or decision to make. Maybe I was just unlucky and I only got 60 divines, but thinking about like that all the currency that you're making is basically coming from the Watcher's Eyes. I mean, you know, there's Watcher's Eye that going for a mirror, for 2 mirrors, 3 mirrors, you know? It's like, all you need is like 1 good Watcher's and you're making profit. But if you don't, then you probably don't make profit and you're just like wasting your time as well as wasting your currency. Alright, 6 Uber bosses times 100 done. That was episode number 6. Time to do 100 Uber Cyrus, and this one is not really a spoiler because it is the last one remaining out of the episode. Now it's time to do 100 Uber Cyruses to see what this guy is dropping and then call it a league, I guess. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.